So now, Judy, where are we going today?
To the Colorado National Monument! Here we go, entering the park. I have a feeling we're going to see some beautiful scenery. Here we go into one of two tunnels. And we are really up there. Mountains in the background.
Okay, we're just short of the visitor center, but we came up this road, up and around this part of the hill, or mountain, to this viewing point, which is right on the edge. You can see down into this canyon. You can tell how far down that is because you can see that car down there in the middle. It's very nice. There's Judy trying to figure out where we go next.
No, just trying to figure out how you get shots without a really good camera of this beautiful, beautiful country.
Here we are at the visitor center. This is always a must stop for us, especially for the films, because the films will give you kind of the history and a lot of information about the park you're visiting. Stopped here. It's a little rainy, so hopefully everything works out with the clips. But we needed to stop here because that's Independence Monument there in the middle. And I stopped at the Vietnam Memorial here, and that's depicted on one of the signs. There's a ranger here today, and she just told me they actually still climb every day, probably not today because of the rain. They climb that Independence Monument there. They'll climb from the bottom to the top. The first guy that climbed it, his name was Ray Kennedy, and he actually climbed it. And some of the steps he made there are still there.
It really started to rain pretty steadily yesterday at the Colorado National Monument, so we decided to stop yesterday and come back another day. So today's the day that you'll see a lot of the clips.
A little cloudy here at this stop, but this is Book View. Very nice, and it makes it kind of neat seeing the cloud just hanging there. Still going to go a little higher. Looks nice.
We're in the clouds too.
What?
We're in the clouds too. It's the clouds are coming this way. Just to show you, there is some vegetation up here. And we're going around a corner. Quickly move this.
The Grand View turnout, fairly cloudy. I'll do the best we can here to try and show you some of what you see here. There's Judy way out there. There's Judy. Not sure how this is going to turn out, but if you could see it, there's an arch. Maybe that should be over in Arches instead of here at the Colorado Monument.
We're just off the Grand View area in a place called Half Tunnel. They were blasting through the rock to make a tunnel, and after they detonated the dynamite, they went back 20 minutes later to clear it, and the rocks collapsed and killed 9 men.
Driving along, there's a pretty good view there. And the clouds are leaving the canyon. Straight across is just where we were, looking back over on this side to the collapsed tunnel. Trying to capture views on camera is very difficult. So if you really want to get a good view of these types of things, you need to get out and start touring this country, because there's a lot to see, and as time goes on, some of these things will start disappearing. This pullout is called Monument Canyon. We'll see how this all looks. We just pulled away from Monument Valley and it cleared out, so I thought I would stop and kind of get a little shot here so you can kind of see how things look. This area is called Coke Oven, again probably for the shapes. And I believe coke is used in the process of making steel. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Well, we got a little closer, so we got a pretty good shot of Half Tunnel. There it is on the right, in the middle. This is Artist Point. And probably just because the scenery looks so nice.
Actually, it's because of the colors, the different colors in the rock formations.
That must be some of the 10 layers they talked about, huh?
Yes. From the millions and millions and millions of years that it took to make this area.
Many colors.
This is Highland View, and they like you to stop here because this is where the animal ecosystem kind of survives. Birds and the little mice and the snakes and the whatever little animals like to live in this area.
At a turnout called Upper Ute Canyon. You can see on down through the canyon there.
We're at Fallen Rock Point, and this just shows how the erosion works on the canyon, continues to work on it, and will for millions of years to come.
Here's erosion at work. It's left over from some rain yesterday.
We're at Ute Canyon, and this is one of the best examples of what water erosion can do.
Here's a stop to take a look down Red Canyon. You can see the depth of that. That's quite a ways down.
We're at Cold Shivers Point, and you can see why, because we can look straight down. And we have some clouds moving in. Well, we're not at actual viewpoint. This is called Serpent's Trail. This is one of the many trails here at the park. And I just think it's so beautiful because you can see way down in the valley and this beautiful rock formation off to the side. And if you listen real closely, you could have just heard thunder. How cool would it be to sit on your back porch in the morning with a good cup of coffee and a beautiful view of Independence Monument? We had 2 wonderful days at Colorado National Monument. Good luck, bad luck. One day was rainy, the next day was beautiful clouds in the canyons.